This is the story of something that feels almost inhumanly perfect. Never defeated, never knocked down, never truly in danger. It sounds like fiction, but it's the reality of Terence Crawford.
And Kenny Baylor doesn't bother to count, he's knocked out. Big
Crawford is a man who right now can rightfully be called the pound-for-pound best fighter on the planet. 4 divisions, multiple world titles, and the craziest part, he makes all of it look effortless.
The body punches. 28, there is the knockdown scored.
Terence Allen Crawford was born on September 28, 1987. His childhood was far from glamorous. He grew up in North Omaha, an area known for poverty, violence, and gang activity. The streets around him were dangerous. Crawford could have easily been pulled into that life. Many of his childhood friends ended up in prison, or worse. But at just 7 years old, he found boxing.
I started boxing when I was 7. I was away from boxing about 5 years. I came back in 2002. That's when I really got serious with boxing and felt that I can do something real good with it.
Before Terence Crawford became one of the most feared fighters in boxing, there was one night in 2014 that changed everything. It was his first shot at a world title, the WBO Lightweight Championship against Ricky Burns.
Round 7.
From the opening round, Crawford took control. He managed the distance with precision, keeping Burns at range, and every time Burns tried to close in, Crawford would step out and counter with perfect timing.
With a right hand counter there, Burns. Crawford walked onto that, got caught again. This is better from Burns, and Crawford comes in and looks for time.
When Burns backed up, Crawford pressed forward, breaking him down with brutal body shots.
A nice fake with the eyes there. That was really clever, that from Crawford, and he's got him in trouble here.
By the 12th round, Crawford was on the verge of finishing the fight. Burns was trapped along the ropes under heavy pressure. The referee even looked close to stepping in, but the final bell rang. The decision came back unanimous. And just like that, Terence Crawford became a world champion for the first time.
We see it. Now we see it, Jim. I know how the guys sitting behind us see it. And it's almost impossible. Yeah, there it is, Terence Crawford. Wow. A moment of history.
But that was only the beginning, because in his very next major test, he faced a seasoned veteran, Yuriorkis Gamboa, and what followed sent shockwaves through the boxing world.
Enjoy this. Here we go, round 1. 135-pound championship.
From the opening round, the Cuban fighter came out confident, pressing forward with fast, aggressive combinations. But Crawford stayed calm. He read everything, slipped the punches, neutralized the attacks with ease.
In spite of the crowd and the reaction that Crawford has.
Well, he's not switching. He's just fighting left-handed now.
Then Crawford began to answer. And the moment he applied pressure, Gamboa started to unravel.
With the right hand.
As the fight moved into the middle rounds, the pattern became clear. Gamboa would attack, but Crawford would adjust over and over again. From that point on, Crawford controlled every aspect of the fight. No matter where it went, he dictated the pace.
Yeah, at the very least. But that's the least important thing right now. The thing is, he's fighting as a right-handed fighter now, and he continues 2 minutes into this 6th round.
Very flat-footed. I was just going to say that, Colonel. Still looking a little shaky.
By the later rounds, the outcome was obvious. Gamboa could barely land anything clean. Meanwhile, Crawford was completely in the zone, breaking him down piece by piece with sharp counters and pinpoint precision.
Gamboa, he drops him again. Have some more time. There's no quitting Gamboa. He keeps battling, falling forward. Uppercut, drops him again.
We also remember the next fight as one of the most important wins in Crawford's career, a performance that truly revealed his real level. You could say this was the moment of proof.
In southpaw the rest of the way, with about 16 seconds going round 1.
Early on, both fighters stayed cautious, feeling each other out, but everything changed the moment Crawford began to make adjustments.
Stand down the middle. Postol touches him to the body with the jab, gets his combination.
Viktor Postol tried to control the tempo, but Crawford isn't the kind of fighter you outmaneuver in a technical battle.
Too many body shots yet from Crawford, and I like to see him try to get inside more. Oh, there's a good left.
Because Crawford had a different plan. He wasn't just there to win on points. He came to dominate. Over the next few rounds, he did something rarely seen at that level. He dropped Postol multiple times and completely shut down his opponent's game.
Hall of Fame ceremonies a couple of weeks ago, and he just enjoyed.
That he doesn't talk a lot of trash.
What a great counter punch!
Oh.
You get clipped again.
Yeah.
Cracked him with a hard left hand. Almost dropped him. And that's it. It's all.
WBO light welterweight champion of the world.
American fighters are often known for their athleticism, speed, power, and combination punching. But Crawford brings something more. The ability to switch stances seamlessly, read his opponent in real time, and control the fight, both mentally and physically. And in his fight against Julius Indongo, he showcased all of it once again. He managed the distance, set up the moment, then delivered a devastating body shot, ending the fight instantly.
Different ways.
Shawn Porter is one of the fighters who truly felt just how dangerous Crawford becomes when he turns up the pressure.
On the eye of Porter.
Around the right eye of Shawn Porter. That is not enough.
Porter fought with everything he had, but Crawford's timing and accuracy were on a completely different level. By the later rounds, there was no escape left. And in the end, Crawford forced the stoppage, closing the show in dominant fashion.
There the body punches. 28, there is the knockdown score.
Too many mistakes lunging forward like that. Boom, hit with an uppercut.
Next, we have Crawford versus Yuriorkis Gamboa, one of the few fighters who managed to put up real resistance early on. Crawford was tested for a moment, but like always, he adjusted. He took back control, dictated the pace, and eventually closed the show with a convincing knockout. Errol Spence Jr., an elite champion, one of the most complete fighters in the world, was widely seen as the man who could match Crawford at the highest level. But in the end, he met the same fate as everyone else once he stepped into Crawford's world. And finally, we arrive at Crawford versus Jeff Horn, a fight where Crawford put on a methodical masterclass. He dominated from start to finish, breaking his opponent down step by step until the referee had no choice but to stop it.
Every time Horn steps in, he gets out just far enough and he tries to counter just like there.
Crawford never rushed. He chose his moments perfectly, controlled the tempo, and closed the fight exactly when the time was right.
Big left hand, right hook, uppercut, sends him back.